Okay, well, we are on now. I'm recording our meeting, so that way if y'all want to see it, it'll be on YouTube and shit. So test. Go. Okay. Here's the rules. Probably can't see it.
Whiskey join server.
I'm gonna try to expand it. I can't really expand it, but oh well. Just had some help with my tech guy. Let's see here. Hey, Whiskey, what's up?
Hey.
We'll just give everybody another few more minutes, see who all gets on, and then we'll start.
Are you with us tonight?
What?
Are you gonna play with us tonight, or are you gonna go on against us?
I'm gonna play tonight.
Shank Tank headquarters is the only fucking keep besides like the relic keeps that have a relic. They took all the rest back.
That's funny. Hey, ACC, have you seen Lego, or is he coming on?
No, I think he's been working really hard lately. And there he is.
You mean he's been hardly working?
Yeah.
Can't hear you, fool.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, shit, I was at work at 4 a.m. this morning. I gotta go back up there in a little bit.
What in the world?
Oh, yeah, well, whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is Quinn getting on tonight or something?
He might not be able to because of the weather.
Okay. Okay, we're going to start this underway. Let me get into the right place here. And then I'm going to do a roll call. Just have all your tunes at bold. So that way if they try to take bold, we'll be prepared. Okay. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming to the meeting tonight. I'm going to make it short and sweet, to the point, as always. Let's see what we got. Okay, what we're doing is we're going to be talking about the new rules that we've had. They've actually been in place for the past 2 to 3 weeks already, but I'm just going to go over the rules that we have in place now. They're actually on the website, so if you want to look at it. But anyway, what it says rules of Shank Tanks of Pain. And pretty much, you know, we're a guild of, you know, friends, family. You know, we try to do our very best with what we got, but we're not fucking elitist pricks, is the best thing. You know, we got a great good of a lot of players willing to learn, improve their play, you know, stuff like that. And with every fight, we try to review it and get better. Anyway, what some of the rules says, it says, you know, the guild gives new guildies insight into how groups will be formed from their primary and getting into the main group. Being in stop is a privilege and not a right. There are many people who are on the waiting list to get into stop. The group leader will try his best to fill the group base on the following criterias that we have available to play, whether it's into the main group, sidecar group. But like for instance, criteria 1 is the group leader, and it says it is the final call of the group leader to fill out the group as he sees fit. This decision is based on his years of experience, the type of groups we fight that night, the guildies who are on, and the style of the group, whether it's caster or tank. Criteria 2 is seniority. Players who have played with stop have earned the right to play, and they have been booted from the main group in the past because they didn't have seniority, but they have stuck with stop, realizing that they have paid their dues just like any other players before them. By playing with stop, they understand when to push and pull in the situations in which the leader will call for either. This experience and criteria in the survivability of the group. In addition, they have played their tunes to high RR and so are desired as value to the group. This leads to the second criteria. As for the second, and then third criteria is realm rank. Stop encourage players to play their highest realm rank tunes. Stop will try to get the players to their highest RR tunes as much as possible. Migrated by the fact that the group may need a certain tune in order to be balanced. All things being equal, Stop will take the guildies with the higher RR tunes over the guildies with lower RR tunes. The game is 14 years old, and even the Zerg has realm rank 5 pluses and has realm rank 12s in them as well. If you do not have time when Stop isn't running, Stop encourages you to play your alts so you get them to realm rank 5. This is a big help when the leader is trying to build a group and looking for different options. And stuff like that. So in likelihood, you can remain in the main group unless it's a sidecar group. So that's always a big help. You know, get Rim Rank 5, stuff like that. And then to criteria 4, which we're moving on to skill. You rise faster in the hierarchy if you show that you are a skilled player. The main group will need your services more, so you will gain seniority status faster. Everyone can get better in the past and stuff like that. So, you know, anything that you need, try to go to our website, and you'll gain the advantage, you know, on your templates, stuff like that. If you got anything that you need help with, you know, ask other people. One thing that we want to encourage is, you know, people use queue binds, especially if you're a caster of some sort. If you don't know how to queue bind, and ask somebody that does. Me personally, I don't queue bind because I play a tank, so I'm at a disadvantage on that part. But you know, it's not really necessary for a tank. But if you're playing a caster, I would highly suggest queue binding and shit like that. Criteria 5. Be on time and ready to play. Stop runs at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you should always be ready to play 15 minutes early to help the leader select the classes he wants to run that particular night. You know, ready means, you know, make sure you have your endo pots for your casters. And if you're playing a tank, you know, just don't always rely on the pally not being there if we don't have a pally. Make sure you got water breath pots if the mini dies. And also tanks, make sure you're, even casters, make sure you get heroism pops. That always helps if you die and you get rezzed. That way, you know, you ain't bugging the fucking clerics for buffs. Because, you know, they can only buff so fast. But if you're in the fucking middle of a fight, and they're fucking healing, their main job, you know, job right then and there is fucking heal, 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 heal. So you build that fucking pot, and you get back in the fucking fight, don't be bitching and complaining. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just remember that too. But yeah, you know, it says, you know, being on time and ready to play, you know, will build confidence in you as a reliable player who will group lead, can count on every night to be there. I don't know, I skipped a few sentences, but okay. So, that's one thing, you know, always be on time, you know, shit like that. Communication, big key in battles, a very big key in battles. It says, it is not your job to criticize other players whatsoever. You know, if you have an issue with someone not assisting on the level of play, bring it to the attention of the group leader in Tails or after RVR. The group leader will assess the situation and determine if your assessment is correct. Please do not criticize others in voice chat program. You can offer advice. If you cannot do it well, let the leader do it. Pretty much, you know, look for high valuable targets and communicate that to the leader. What are your high level targets? Pretty much, we all know a bard is high level target, shaman, bone dancer, healer, stuff like that. Those need to die pretty quickly. You know, then after that, you know, we can go for their casters and then ultimately their tanks. Depending on every situation, you know, every situation is going to be different. That's the unique side of Dark Age. So, you know, it's always a challenge. So, you know. Okay, criteria 8. More characters, the better. Which is good. You know, everybody's got second turn that they can play if need be. you know, in the guild, which, you know, I suggest everybody has at least another turn just in case. Usually, you know, we need minis, body sork, spirit cabs, arms, merc, friar, and a Thurgist. So if you have one of them alts, you know, get them templated out, get them run rank 5 if you can, as quick as possible. If not, run into the sidecar group that way, or if we got group in the main group for that class, then we'll use it then. Another thing I wanted to bring up was the, let's see here. In other notes, which is the switching times, which a lot of people don't understand. It says, we will switch out the group with guildies every hour on the hour. So at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are not on, we will run with the people who are on at that time. If you get on and you have more seniority than someone in the group, the leader may choose to switch out the group member with the lesser seniority or the pug member. That will give the other members a chance to run with us. Queues to get into the main group. You can wait for your turn to get in the main group in 2 ways. Run with the sidecar, or wait for when your name is called. And this is a very important part. If your name is called and you are not present, your turn will be skipped. Your next chance to get in the group will be when a spot opens up or at the usual hour switch out time. Note, you may not run with another 8-man. Doing so, what's that mean? Is it invalidates?
Yeah, invalidate means that you lose your turn.
Yeah, so invalidating your turn in the wait queue. So that way, you know, if you're running with another 8-man, besides running with in the sidecar group or actual main group, then that pretty much that forfeits your turn to somebody else. But if you're crafting or something like that, that's fine. You can craft, you can be in the sidecar group, whatever. But if that spot opens up, then we'll get you into the main group. You know, with that being said, if anybody's got any comments or concerns, you know, now's the time to do so. So, you know, everything's open for discussion now. So if anybody wants to, any comments or concerns, go ahead and feel free to say so now.
I wanna recap on the assist that you mentioned in the second part. Just as far as leading the group goes, I've noticed myself MAing at several situations, and everybody being vocal, I think it's a benefit. But at the same time, I think as what we discussed before in the previous meetings, is that the MA and the group leader should be the only ones calling out orders, and everybody should be following. Nonetheless, it shouldn't be ignored, regardless of the situation that we're in. Whether I think you benefit more, Smack, as being an MA, simply because everybody is thriving to follow what you say, because you're more demanding, more controlling, and things of that nature. But when situation does come to where we have somebody else MAing in your place, even though that we're not like Smack vocally, I think people still should pay more attention as to what's going on, whether it's me MAing, Praetor MAing, or whatnot, or whether we're assisting each other in any manner. I just feel as if a MA is chosen to be the MA for that group, then the MA should also have the responsibility to communicate back and forth, along with all the communication that's going on during the fight, and individuals should be able to pick that stuff out and know what's going on at the time. Even though we've been doing great with it here lately, but it shouldn't be forgotten.
Yeah, that's well said. You know, not all these rules that we've done. This is nothing new. We've done this in the past ever since we've been founded. You know, and what it is we actually now we've had the time to actually put it into format instead of just going by mindset. So that way, if someone does have a problem, they can look over the rules that we have in place. And like I said, we've been over in this new criteria for some time now. Just that's why I'm having a meeting, so we can go over it. So people, it makes it fair for everybody in the group. Mainly the people that run the group, whether it's me or Rehnquist or whether it's for Juve or Quinn, Prador, or whoever, with officer authority, they're going to make the decision in the final call. Whoever's running it. More likely, I mean, if it's a tank group, it's my call. If it's a cash group, it's Rehnquist's call. Or if it's for Juve leading, or whoever it is, whatever officer's leading, if I'm not here at a time, then it's going to be their call. But mainly, that's why we got this criteria, is so the higher room ranks can be in the group. You think that there'll be a situation. In some cases, there can be a situation. Sometimes there ain't going to be a situation. And that's why we brought up these rules, so everybody knows what is to be expected of. And another being point of which I want to bring up is what I brought up in criteria too. It is a privilege, but not a right, to be in this guild. Everybody that's in this guild, whether they're honorary or a guilty, has been chosen for their skill and talent to be in this guild. With that being said, if you leave from this day forward, if you leave this guild, or if you commute, or if you do a fucking mutiny, or try to do a mutiny in this fucking guild, you will no longer be able to be brought back into this fucking guild, period, whatsoever. So, with that being said, anybody that wants to commit a fucking mutiny, or leave the group, or leave the guild, that is, for anything, yeah, you can leave. That's fine. But once you leave, don't expect to get fucking welcome back. Because the thing about it is by doing that and letting people back into this fucking guild, that just hinders the group, in my point of view, badly, and gives us, and makes us look bad too, because then, yeah, you might have forgave somebody, but yeah, why did we bring them back in? And they knew they fucked up. And see, in the past, and I've done this before, I've kicked people out of this fucking guild because they wouldn't listen, or whatever, and then they go join a fucking pug or another 8-man, and then a few weeks later, they fucking leave the game. Because they don't have the same quality as we have in this guild than what the other guilds have. So, there's a fine line in between this and that. You see what I'm saying? And I like everybody in this fucking guild. Everybody's a good quality high player. And everybody plays good on certain tunes, whether it's this or that, But at the end of the day, you gotta be proud of what you do, because, if you ain't proud of what you do and the people that you run with, then there ain't no reason to fucking run. And with our group that we do so good in so many aspects, it's hard to beat that. And we ain't gonna win every fucking fight, but in the majorities of the fucking fights we do fight, we win the majority of them. So, I mean, I don't have no problem with nobody, but like I said, you ever fucking betray me, or you want to leave, or if you want to fucking mutiny, go ahead and do the mutiny or fucking leave. But like I said, from this day on forward, there might not be a second chance. I ain't gonna say never, but there might not be a second chance. Because, some people might have people come and go, whatever. Or you might have one of your old buddies come back and he's like, hey man, come run with me. Yeah, you can run with him, but, he's like, hey, I'm going to make a guild. You want to join me? Like, I can't do that. If I leave Shank Tanks, they probably won't take me back. And, I'm just saying straightforward, whatever you got good going for you now, you stick with it, because, once you lost your chance, you lose seniority, you lose your fucking privileges, you're just a fucking pug at that point in time.
Yeah, I mean, to cap on what he just said, I mean, there should be no reason why anybody should want to leave the guild. If there's an issue, please step forward and speak about it. That's the reason why this is the only guild that has meetings. It's the reason why this is the only guild that communicates back and forth. This is the only reason why every player in this guild knows what's going on to help each other in a constructive way. So there's something that you see, whether it's the officer, the leader that you're having trouble with, just step forward and just talk about it. You see what I'm saying? And ultimately, it'll be a better resolution. Rather than to get frustrated with it and then not enjoy the game and to ruin the game for the people that are playing, whether it's a bad night or a good night. So just think about that, and if there is some level of frustration that you're feeling, then either take a break or
we're doing a meeting
whatever.
right now,
just,
so
that's the open
set
mindset that everybody has. That's another privilege that this guild gives everybody, is that you are able to speak constructively, and if there's issues that's going on with what's going on, you're more than welcome to come out with it, and nobody's gonna take it personally.
Yeah, I mean, like he just said, if you always got a problem, bring it up to the officer's attention, and if we need to talk about it, we'll talk about it. Because no one, I know some people might have beef with other people, but we all got to communicate, and we all got to work as a team. With leadership and teamwork, we can do a lot of things if we can be great. And stuff like that. So, with that being said and everything, I mean, that's pretty much, the whole criteria of Shank Tanks is, teamwork, listen, and play your best tunes that you can. If I tell you to get on a tune, I don't have to tell you 2 or 3 times. And, if I tell you to get on that tune, you get on that tune. Now, if your account's down, that's a different fucking story. If your tune does not have a template, it should have a template, because, what the fuck, you got realm rank 50, and he's realm rank 5 or higher, he should already have a fucking template. He shouldn't be stripped of nothing. So, that's another fucking fail. Anything you want to point out, Rehnquist?
No, but I have some comments after everybody's done.
Okay, what about you, Rajiv? I know you just talked. Anything else?
No, that's about all I had to say.
Quinn?
I'm sure I do, but I can't think of any.
Okay, what about anybody else? ACC, D-Bronx, Evil, Lego, D, Tyrell.
It'd be a good time to bring it up if anybody's having anything to say. Bring it up.
I ain't got nothing to say. I'm good.
Okay. Okay, well, if there's nothing else to say, then I guess we'll do the closing speech here. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Rehnquist at this time for a closing speech.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a couple of things about being in a tank group. If you can get your champion levels to 15, try and get disease and a DOT, because when you're rooted, you should be diseasing and dotting the casters that rooted you, because that means that that caster has to continuously interrupt you, or someone's going to have to cure that disease or a dot. So make sure you get that on your champion levels. Second thing is that if you're in the tank group, make sure that someone in the tank group is doing champions ML styles. So because the ML style has a 350 radius, I think, and it interrupts casters. So even if
as
the
part
caster,
of that, I was just going to extend on that real quickly before you get on, is you have Essence Flame, which procs a DD, so that everybody in the PBAOE is actually hitting for harder, which is awesome. Plus you can do the shears, which are crucial. They even shear through self-buff, so you can shear a druid, you can shear friar, you can shear shit like that, and go on.
Yeah, so if you have access to those ML styles, make sure you get them, make sure you're spamming them, because if you're doing that, even if the guy is bodyguarded, you hit the bodyguard with the ML style, it'll interrupt the caster, so the caster won't be able to cast. And we need to do more of that, because I see sometimes we're on a we're on a bodyguarder and the caster is still casting. So those are just 2 tips that we need to start doing. That's about it.
And that's something that can easily be Q bound.
Yep.
And also for the tanks, the disease is on a 1500 range. So
And
whenever our support is being locked down with roots and stuff like that, in a situation where we have to, where they're extending us, just know that you can still use your 1500 range, whether it's debuffing or diseasing or dotting, whatever.
Yeah, when the CL-15 supposed bolts come out, I think all tanks might think about getting that so that you can bolt somebody at range. I mean, that's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be, it should be available to tanks. That's going to be pretty uber in trying to interrupt people when you're rooted.
Yeah, I've got 2 bolts.
That's it. Let's go, RVR.
Also, the disease reduces strength by 15.
And disease will slow them so you can catch them faster.
Yep. Did we mention that you posted, Rehnquist, a bunch of positional charts? Because a lot of people don't know about those, and those are amazing on the website. Everyone should take a look at those positional charts.
Yeah, go to the website. I posted them in the one of the chat rooms. I think it's the general discussion. You should go see where you should be positioned and how the tanks and caster groups should be moving, and also advice on how to play a certain class. So if you have time after tonight or this week, go and review it, please.
Okay, it sounds pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get formed up here.
Reporting to Burke.
Right, yeah, I got a Burke. Let's get buffed up and let's get ready to move out. So
one more,
I'll be back in about an hour or so.
Okay, bud.
I want to mention one more thing.
Yeah.
Whenever we're engaged in a fight, just make sure that you pay attention specifically to what, along with everybody else talking, you know, sometimes a lot of things are being said at one time. So just, as every player in the group should make sure that they hear what Rehnquist and what the MA is saying, whether it's Smackish or Praetor or whoever's MAing. With that in mind, that will help you position and that will help you know where our players are on the field. Whether you're turned around, a lot of times I see myself where I can't see the whole group, but just by Smack talking, I know what's going on. So that helps me a lot.
Go to the general real quickly, Rehnquist.
So Smack is on a heavy push. Everybody should be, the support should know that he's on a. Without the support, our healers are not going to do that well. So everybody in that manner has to work together.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for.
So I guess in the field we all need each other's support.
And
general
we will see you in Dark Age Camelot. So
come to the general General Cogs inside Burke. Come to me. Come quick. The haste scenario.